number 2, it tells you what it weighs. He said, so it's getting ready to tell you something about this whole scale, about the cost and value of stuff is getting ready to change. Amen. I believe this is because there's going to be a change in currency. Going to be a change in currency. Right now, the American dollar, the American dollar, this right here, they got a couple of dollars in the pocket. The pastor got $1 to his name. Look. The American dollar is the engine of worldwide purchasing. You don't, for example, when oil is purchased, they don't purchase it in yens. They purchase it in dollars. That's why, they always, at the end of the day, you want to know what a dollar of oil costs. They're not talking about a euro or what's it in France? It's a euro in France. Franc is dollars. But what's happening to the dollar? It's being challenged, right? You got China, and then watch this. You got to have eyes of theology. You got to have the Bible in your hand when you watch the news. If you ain't watching the news without the Bible in your hand, you messed up. You got China manipulating currency. The value of a dollar is not that much. Hold on, wait a minute. This will blow your mind. This will blow your mind. Watch this. Watch this. How many of y'all think gas is expensive? Okay, y'all to me, it's still expensive. Because I remember when it was 50 cents a gallon. Come on now. When I started buying gas, it was 53 cents a gallon. So the 209 or the 219 I put in my car today, that's high for me. Even though it's not that high, I understand. When I was in LA this weekend, it was $3.19. A whole dollar a gallon more. But guess what a dollar gas would cost you if you were in England? It cost you about $9 a gallon.
Get out of here.
You know why? In America, oil is purchased with the dollar. Are you with me? So these foreign currencies, they got to trade their currency into dollars and then buy oil, and so it's a whole lot more for them. But guess what? Guess what? In the tribulation period, this won't be the measure any longer. The American dollar, there'll be another scale. Because of being on the scale, everything will be more expensive. So guess what? You ain't got no money. You ain't got nothing to eat. Don't have clothes to buy. Are y'all with me? So watch the text. Watch the text. Watch. Verse 6. Thank you, brother. And I heard what seemed to be a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, a quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. Watch this. Don't start shouting. But don't harm the oil and the wine. Don't mess with my wine. Now, let me see if I can summarize what's going on here. Watch this. God rescues the church. He rescues the church to take us out of this time of starvation and famine. Watch this. Number one, prices, the way prices are measured will change. That's why the scale comes in. Amen. There'll be a whole nother different way of measuring trade. Amen. For example, they tell us that one of the most important things we'll probably use in a world like this will be seeds. Seeds will be currency. Seeds. S-E-E-D-S. Seeds. Because if you have your own seeds, you can grow your own okra. If you know how to grow okra. Whole lot of us wouldn't. We still saw who we had seeds. But literally, in Finland, there is a huge vault about 6 miles under the earth. Not 6 miles, but it's a long ways under the earth. They have some 600,000 different seeds. I think it's owned by it's funded by the UN. Because they understand in a time of salvation, in this time of starvation, you're gonna need to be able to grow food. So who cares if you got some dollar bills, you ain't got no seed? What about water? Water will be a way of trading. Watch this, another ammunition. Tribulation period, the whole scales, what is valued, what is used for trade, will change. God rescues the church out of the world to keep us from this time of testing that goes upon the earth. But watch this. Watch this. Still in verse 5 and 6. The quality of food will change. Talks about here what a quart of wheat is known for, what a barley of denarius is known for. Listen, how much is talked about in our world today about the quality of food? Even McDonald's is trying to get healthy. Right? So it's not hard for us to see how the quality of food could change, but watch this. Luxury items won't be touched. That's what's meant by, look at the end of verse 6. And do not harm what the oil and the wine. Guess what? People that have money will still be able to buy stuff. Do you realize that in a bad economy, $1 million houses still sell? You know why? Rich people still got money. Bad economy, Lexus always rolls. Mercedes, don't hurt much. You know who gets hurt? General Motors gets hurt. Because in a bad economy, people who got money make what? More money. So guess what? Everything is going to be affected except, look at this, luxury. You realize that China is the second largest economy in the world, about $8 trillion economy. Our economy is like $16, $17 trillion. But do you realize that 80% of the wealth in China is in 168 families? 168 families in China have 80% of the wealth. Guess what? They ain't going to be hurt in the tribulation period. They'll still live to buy Lamborghinis. Go to UD. Chinese suit, they be rolling in. What's that four-door Porsche called? You see more panoramas there than you ever see. They rolling. Gucci bags, college niggas, Gucci bags. You be go a whole dome just for the Chinese students. God rescues the church from a time massive starvation. Even the way things are measured changed. What time is it? 5:10. I told you I would stop. I'll stop right there. We'll pick up where I left off next week with number 3, verses 7 and 8. All right? The reason I wanted to stop is because I gave you, how many people still need one of these? Everybody's got a chart. Look at the first one. You see it? On the very bottom, you see 3.5 years twice, right? In the middle of the tribulation, you see that black box there? It says nation. You see that? There, and before the 3.5, before the tribulation, you see what's on the left there? The what? The rapture of the church, right? So the church is raptured before all this takes place. In the first 3.5 years, all this is going on, and Israel is in relative peace. There's some, let me say this. There's some that teach that the first half of the tribulation is peaceful. It doesn't get bad until the middle part of the abomination, when the Antichrist will make himself to be God. I don't see that, because the first seal seemed bad to me, didn't it? The whole 7 years is bad. But in the middle of the 7 years, the Antichrist, the beast, we're going to spend time on him. We're going to give him his own time. He will make himself to be God. He's going to trick Israel into believing that they're going to be peace. It's going to be peace. In the middle of this tribulation period, his true colors are going to show. He's going to make himself to be God, demanded by the whole world, and things will get more intense. And it moves from Israel being protected to Israel being what? Persecuted. And then at the end, you see what? The second coming, Armageddon. Are you with me? All right. That's one chart. Let's turn the page. Does that make sense? That chart? Okay. You kind of fill in the blanks on your own study. Look at this next one. This next one is called the chronology of the eschatology. Chronology means time. Eschatology means end. So, end time. Time to the end. All right? Come on, say chronology. That's time or clock.